Hey, Joe, it's a very fluid situation. I'm going to walk back a little bit just to show you the extent of how many cots are here right now. When we first arrived, there were close to 300. Truckloads are still coming in. People right now are pulling them apart, setting them up. Let's take a look at what each person can expect when they get here. Good evening, I'm Christian Piekos. Today's election day. Louisiana residents are hitting the polls to vote for a number of important items on the ballot. What you're looking at is one of the town's only laterals. So after we got all of that rain leading up to Harvey and then the rain with Harvey, this filled up completely with water. And once this fills up, there's nowhere else for it to go. Harvey hits, water rises, floods homes right over here next to me. Hopefully this facility provides some much needed care to the thousands of veterans living here in Southwest Louisiana. I will say the media was only allowed into the front entryways of the new clinic. However, Mayor Nick Hunter was given a much more in-depth tour. He was able to kind of go behind the scenes and see what was going on. The VA told me we couldn't go back simply because of construction. Hey Jill, how lucky are you feeling today? If you're feeling pretty good, you might want to cash in right now. The Mega Million jackpot is close to $400 million. Powerball, a little over $350 million. Together, that's over $750 million in worth of winnings. Randall, as you said, President Trump to meet here with OEP officials, as well as members of the National Guard and members of the Cajun Navy. People here anxiously waiting. And let me tell you, it is hot. It is very hot. We've been out here for hours, sweating it out, waiting for President Donald Trump to come to Southwest Louisiana. And Randall, as you said, this is only the second time a president has come to Lake Charles. Louisiana is reaching out to help our neighbors while the storm is still doing its damage. The state deployed 2 emergency assistance compact teams to Texas earlier today. Good evening, I'm Christian Piekos. Nate is no longer a hurricane. The storm is now a tropical depression. It's expected to continue to weaken as it moves inland. Natasha Chen is in Biloxi with the very latest on Nate's impact.
KPLC's Christian Piekos joins us with more on one family who's finally found light at the end of the tunnel. Christian.
Randall, there's suffering, and then there's Patricia Eli's suffering. Harvey turned her childhood home into nothing more than a swamp, and that's just the start. Perhaps, though, the story is less about flooding and more about the perseverance of the human condition in the darkest of times.
This is the disaster living room, no floors, half of a wall.
How would you react if you lost just about everything in your home?
There's another bedroom, which I turned it into a laundry room. As you can see right now, I don't know what it is.
For many here, it's become a tragic reality.
Everything is just bunched up in the middle because we had to pull the paneling and off the wall. In the kitchen, well, the floor really got messed up.
Patricia Eli's post-Harvey living situation speaks for itself.
Like, it was all on me, and I'm disabled. I don't work. I stay home. I take care of my son, too, and he's disabled. And then this is Darnell's room. You can see he just had a birthday October 3rd, so you can see his happy birthday balloon.
Darnell is 41. He was born with cerebral palsy. Sadly, he had a stroke 14 years ago, rendering him totally immobile. Patricia has dedicated her life to her son.
I raised him since he was a baby. I mean, he's always been in a wheelchair, and now he's bedridden, feeding tube 24 hours. He has a trach now, and that's the love of my life,
When Harvey drenched the terrace, Patricia's main concern was Darnell's safety.
The water was already coming in the door, and they had to pick his wheelchair up and bring him from the door to the boat because they couldn't set him down because it was too much water.
And just when the situation couldn't get any worse, their home was burglarized. TVs and jewelry, all gone.
It's really hard to start all over, For a little bit, you don't have anything,
That is, until she received a very unexpected phone call.
When I got the call that Lowe's was going to adopt a home and do everything for me, the floors, the walls, not really for me, for my son.
Lowe's is completely renovating the inside of Patricia and Darnell's home.
Okay, and this is my bedroom.
Not a single dime coming from Patricia's pocket.
Finally, I could see a light, you know, because it's like recently it was just trauma after trauma, you know, that's been going on, and I always just say it's got to be some happiness come somewhere.
One board at a time, Patricia is just a little closer to having her already very challenging life back to normal.
Main thing, as long as he's happy and still here and doing good, you know, I'm happy.
Making it better for you. Don't cry. Don't cry. Happiness is good. Don't get
And good news, Darnell's a huge Barb Bucks fan. Lowe's wants to make his room Barb themed. So if you have any Barb decorations you'd like to donate, Lowe's asks that you bring items to its Lake Charles store. At your service, Christian Piekos, KPLC 7 News. Step by step, hand in hand. Heavy flooding leaves dozens in Lake Charles wondering, what now?
I never seen nothing like that in my life. Never seen nothing like that. That's unbelievable.
I never seen it this bad ever. This is the worst I ever seen it. I done seen water come up pretty high, but this is the worst I ever seen it.
On General Travis Avenue, authorities carefully waiting with residents to high water vehicles. Many of them fleeing lifelong homes, leaving behind everything but each other.
We got about a foot and a half, about 2 feet of water in the house about right now.
The National Guard and other agencies working seamlessly together. Louisiana's own Cajun Navy tirelessly lending helping hands after being turned away from aiding those in Houston.
We've been out here since about 5 this afternoon, and we'll be here till it's over. We're not leaving our family.
Homes soaked, families searching for answers, as even more rain is on the way.
As long as my family and friends, as long as they all right, we can move on from there.
At your service, Christian Piekos, KPLC 7 News. It's a sickening feeling no one should have to endure.
My sister in Humacao, Puerto Rico, was holding and pushing her door in with her husband, trying to talk to me, saying, oh my God, these winds are, I've never experienced anything like this. I don't know what's gonna happen. And boom, phone cut off.
Vicky Walmack is living a nightmare. So you're on the phone with her, correct? And then all of a sudden, that line goes dead. You're in Southwest Louisiana, she's in Puerto Rico, as this horrible, horrible weather system moves through. Talk just about the dread of that moment.
It's such a helpless feeling, because you don't know if there's a tomorrow for them. You don't know, and I haven't heard from her, so I'm just by hearsay. I keep hearing, I heard she's with a relative, she's not, but I don't know. Is she okay? Is she in a hospital? Is she, did she lose her house?
Walmack has family in Puerto Rico and the U.S. Virgin Islands, both places now in ruins.
Every time I speak to someone that I can get a connection, my sisters or friends in high school who have lost their homes, who are devastated, they say, Vicky, this was Hugo ×2, or this was Hugo ×3. I think the categories need to be changed.
Power is out and communication is scarce. A simple text or phone call from family, bringing Walmack's life here to a total halt. The last line of this text from her brother Jesus: may God be with us all. How impossible is it for you to live your life when you know, like, hey, I haven't spoken to my sister in a week. My cousin just had a baby in Maria. Like, how do you live your life knowing that, the world is ending as it seems for them?
It's almost like, it almost is like the forgotten people. It's sad because it is American territory. We need to take care of our people, all our people, all of them. Bottom line, we are all human beings, and they need us now.
At your service, Christian Piekos, KPLC 7 News.